In this video, you will see how badly politicians will lie just to win an election. Gary Bauer, a conservative politician from Kentucky, released a negative advertisement targeting Ron Paul. This advertisement attacks Ron Paul's views on Israel and terrorism. But he messed up.
Ron Paul's conservatism is isolationist and conspiratorial. He's hostile to our military, hostile to our allies like Israel, and was hostile to great conservatives like Ronald Reagan.
I sure hope you aren't serious. Hostile is a subjective term. Ron Paul doesn't want our military to be wasted in the defense of an ally that is attacked more frequently when we intervene. I think the word you were looking for was dissenting.
He denies that Iran is building nuclear weapons.
Wow. One cannot deny that Iran is developing nuclear weapons, as that would imply that they really are. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad did not say that he would wipe Israel off the map, let alone with nuclear weapons. He was mistranslated during that 2005 conference in Asia. He specifically wished the regime occupying Jerusalem would vanish, not by his own part. He doesn't even support nuclear weapons and believes it is against his religion. Iran signed and ratified the Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1968, before India and Pakistan even tested nuclear weapons, a treaty that Israel to this day neither signed nor ratified. Iran even signed the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty in 1996. Not only does Iran clearly have no interest in nuclear explosions, but if they've been lying this whole time, and they're foolish enough to use one, they won't be a country for very long. I don't think Iran is that stupid, and until they are, the taxpayers shouldn't pay for another war based on lies and misconceptions, like Iraq.
He says it was a crime to kill Osama bin Laden.
Sorry, but Ron Paul messed up with this one. Osama bin Laden was considered a combatant under international law and therefore can be shot in war without trial. Although Ron Paul would be technically incorrect on the legality, America may have had more to gain by arresting bin Laden and interrogating him.
He blames America for creating terrorism.
That would be correct. This happened because of our foreign policy, and things like this will keep happening until we change it. We've been protecting Israel for almost 60 years, land that Palestinians believe should be theirs. Osama bin Laden began organizing terrorist attacks, including 9/11 due to American presence in the Middle East, specifically Saudi Arabia. Exiting the Middle East will diminish anti-American ideology over time, save us money and lives.
He says we don't know the truth about the 9/11 attacks because of a government cover-up.
God damn it! As somebody running for election, I sure hope Ron Paul keeps his 9/11 thoughts to himself from now on. Underneath a hypothetical government cover-up, it would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to prove it was in fact a cover-up. The government has already lied to us before, so it would be just as ridiculous to assume that they never would again.
He condemns our ally Israel for defending herself.
Maybe she wasn't defending herself. When the British Mandate of Palestine expired in 1948, Israel shortly declared independence. I can think of a good example in history where a country declared independence and created a war. 20 years later, Israel launched an unjustifiable attack against Egypt, which disabled the Egyptian Air Force. Then 40 years later, destroyed a nuclear fuel processing plant in Syria, disabling Syria's ability to develop nuclear power plants that would provide electricity to Syrians. It doesn't sound like Israel is completely innocent to me.
Ron Paul is not a Reagan Republican.
Is that a bad thing?